Hey there, in this training module we're going to go over how to request inventory as a user using the console. So here we are on the web, and as a user you can head over to movements if you want to request inventory. So I'm going to click on requests, and it's worth noting you can do this as a sales or distributor user. If you're a sales user, you'll be requesting on your own behalf. If you're a distributor, you can request on your behalf or the behalf of one of your sales reps. And then as an admin, you can make requests on behalf of anyone. And you can also request inventory from a supplier. However, we're going to cover that in a different video. So here we are talking about users in the field requesting inventory from the organization. So we'll click New Request. Who is this request for? So select the user. If you are requesting of a supplier, you would select the organization, but in every other instance, you would select a user. Select the manufacturer whose inventory is going to be requested. And then if you want, you can select a preference card to help you select the inventory. Click Next. And then here we can use the inventory filters to narrow things down. First, do we want to select whole product lines or a complete set? Because then we can filter down by product line and actually request inventory that way. So if you need a whole instrument set for that product line, you can select it. If you need just an implant set for this product line, go ahead and select. Or if you want to request an entire product line, implants and instruments, just select the whole thing. You can also switch to loose devices and search for individual inventory items using the search filters here. Select the catalog numbers that you want to request, and then in the selected tab you can feel free to change the quantities or remove anything that you didn't mean to request. But once everything looks good and you have all the items that you need to request, click Next. If you want, you can associate this with an event. So you could say, is this inventory needed for a particular event that you've scheduled? You could select it here. Or is this inventory going to be replenishment for a case that already happened, but I neglected to click the replenishment button, but you still want to connect it to a previous case? You can do that too. Enter a need by date. So when do I want this inventory to arrive by? And then probably most important is the ship to address. Where is this shipment going to go? So you can select from the addresses that are in here already from the facility or your account, or enter an address manually. Then add any notes that will add context to this request and click Create. That will generate the inventory request. So now your manufacturer will be notified that you requested inventory, and they will go to work fulfilling that with a transfer. So one more thing I want to go over is how to request replenishment, which will do a lot of the work for you. So I'm going to go to an open event and make sure we have some inventory added. There we go. Cool. So the thing to understand when requesting replenishment is that it happens at the end of a case. So when you're submitting a case for billing. So if I click Submit, I can check the box here for request replenishment. This will cause the replenishment workflow to happen immediately after I submit these signatures. So I'll click Submit for billing. The next thing that pops up will be the replenishment request workflow. So you are already selected as the user since you are on the event. Select the manufacturer. If there was only one in the case, only one will show up. So click Next, and you'll notice that the items from the case are already selected for you. So unless you need to select something else that wasn't used in the case, all you got to do here is click Next. Select your ship to address, and then click Create, and your inventory request will get added. So you can see how requesting replenishment is a really, really fast process. I think doing it when you're submitting a case for billing is a great opportunity to make sure that your replenishment is always requested and never gets forgotten. So that is how you can request inventory in Beacon. And tune into our next video to continue learning about inventory movement.